My name is Giselle Huasipoma. I work on the influencer marketing team at Edelman, and I'm a Gen Z Lab ambassador.
My name is Gabe Gomez. I work at Edelman on the digital team, and I'm a Gen Z Lab ambassador. So in Edelman's new Trust Barometer report, 79% of Gen Z say it's more important to trust in brands now more than ever. Why do you feel like that need is higher now than in previous generations?
I feel like we have always been looking for the answers no matter what we're shopping for or what we're looking for, whether it's online or in person. I think it makes a big difference between like Gen Z and all the other generations because we're always asking for the how. I love that we don't see something and then we're like, oh, well, that's the truth. Like, that's it. It's like, no, we are going to dig deep and see like 50 different reviews online. How have you seen Gen Z change the way that consumers shop?
I do think the digital transformation and the convenience for shopping on social platforms has definitely been fueled by Gen Z. And that's been a big change in terms of just how shoppers trust where they are shopping and interact, and even honestly the frequency of shopping. Before the rise of Instagram shopping, for example, would be, oh yeah, I'm going to this store location once a month for like a little haul, but now it's much more easier to kind of just shop every week.
Yeah, and when you like take a step further and look at all the small businesses that have started to thrive like through the pandemic, and then now too, just booming because of social, I love that impact. I love seeing myself and others like supporting those smaller brands and seeing them grow.
It's kind of like heighten the stakes too for a lot of brands to show up on social. I think I'm personally more likely to shop from a brand who has visibly spent a lot of time being thoughtful about how they show up on Instagram or how they show up on a social platform. So 64% of Gen Zers say brands should make it a lot easier to see what their values are and communicating those values. How do you think Gen Z is influencing the way other generations are thinking about this too? Why is it important for brands to be communicating those values?
Everything about the future is Gen Z, and then of course one day it'll be about Gen Alpha as well. And you're not taking that step forward, you're taking 5 steps back easily. Even if it's the smallest things, the community management, speaking to Gen Z directly as well, being very thoughtful in their responses and not being robotic, just like be very natural, be like a human being, be a person behind a screen versus like something that's very boring and very like, I guess, fake.
One thing I feel like has shifted a lot too, or I'm seeing more of, is companies kind of giving more updates of where they stand versus bigger accomplishments. So whenever, a social movement is happening, it's more common to hear from brands and hearing about their values in that moment versus hearing from brands maybe a year later when they figured everything out.
I remember back like during the whole pandemic, like I was seeing people post about like COVID-19 and like shutting down their stores. And I would start looking up like all my favorite stores. I'm like, are they saying anything? Are they taking care of their employees? Which is majority Gen Zers like in college, high school, like working these minimum wage jobs. And I'm like, this person hasn't said anything. It's been 24 hours. Like, where are you?
Totally.
So that, for example, is just like a big take of like, I need to see if I'm supporting like the correct brands.
What do you think Gen Z's lasting impact is in terms of how we consume and how we buy, whether it's buying online or buying in brick and mortar?
There are so many people that are going out to these pop-up shops, and most of the times it's Gen Zers finding it online and then moving over like their purchase intent in person.
Totally. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I have like online shopping fatigue where it's like, okay, I'm kind of tired of looking at a screen and shopping online all the time. I love the convenience that it offers, but you're so right. Like when there's a pop-up in town, I love to just hit up the group chat and just have it, like make a day out of it.
Yeah, we're out. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times we're looking for a very specific relationship with a brand. We don't want to just shop and then never hear again from a brand. So what do you think that looks like for us when we buy something and then what? What do you expect from a brand?
I think there's a new expectation for brands to be around as more of a friend online, right? Versus a page that's just constantly selling you something. And I think that can look different for different brands, but like, are you entertaining me and not just selling a product? Are you helping educate me? Are you sharing your values so I feel confident in continuing to give you my business? And I think that's a key difference here where, after I've kind of added something to the cart and checked out, I'm kind of also hoping that you continue to show up in a way that adds value. That could be with memes, or that could be with like fun corporate announcements around your, ERG efforts, or how you're giving back to the community. Like, we're dating brand type of thing.
Like, don't ghost me.
Yeah, like, don't ghost me after you've gotten my swiped card, but I'd love to hear more about what you're doing.